Hello, my friend. I'm so glad you're here today. Pour yourself some tea. Get comfortable. Let's spend some time together. Today we're going to talk about love. Not the movie kind. Not the fancy card kind. But the kind of love that lasts. The kind that carries two people through decades. The kind that still feels safe when the hair turns silver. I want to share something that can change the way you think about love. It comes from years of listening to couples. From hearing their joy. From hearing their pain. And from seeing a pattern that almost no one notices at first. Maybe you've felt it yourself. In the early days of a relationship, everything feels bright. You can talk for hours. You laugh at silly things. You hold hands without thinking. Your heart feels full. But then, slowly, life takes over. Bills arrive. Work drains your energy. Small disagreements start to pile up. And the closeness begins to fade. One day, you look across the table and think, we used to feel so in love, what happened? You still care. You still want it to work. But the spark feels dim. And maybe you start to wonder if love was just a short season. Here's the truth I've learned. Love doesn't just disappear. It changes shape. It asks for something different. And if we don't notice that change, we miss the chance to keep it alive. Think about a garden. When you first plant flowers, they bloom easily. They are fresh and full of color. But over time, they need water. They need sunshine. They need a little care each day. If we forget, the flowers droop. Not because they're bad flowers, but because love, like a garden, needs tending. Now here's the interesting part. Every person has an invisible tank inside them. It's a love tank. When that tank is full, we feel secure. We feel valued. We feel connected. But when it's empty, we feel lonely. We start to doubt the relationship. We might even look for love somewhere else. I've met couples who truly loved each other, but still felt miles apart. Not because they stopped caring, but because they were speaking different love languages. We'll get to what those are in future talks. But today, I want you to simply notice this truth. Falling in love is only the beginning. Staying in love is a choice. When people first fall in love, they feel as if they've found the perfect match. It's like floating in warm sunlight. You overlook flaws. You imagine the rest of life will feel like this. But science tells us that this emotional high is temporary. It lasts, on average, about 2 years. After that, the daily realities step in. You see each other's quirks. Some are endearing. Some are irritating. And here is where the real work begins. The mistake many couples make is thinking the feeling will return by itself. It won't. Not without effort. Not without learning how your partner truly feels loved. Imagine you've been giving your partner gifts for years. But what they really wanted was more of your time. They appreciate the gifts. They're grateful. But their love tank still feels low. Not because you don't care, but because you've been filling it with the wrong kind of fuel. It's like trying to water a plant by pouring water on the sidewalk next to it. You mean well. You're working hard. But the roots are thirsty. So how do we keep love alive after the in love phase fades? First, we accept that love is more than a feeling. It's a decision. A daily choice to speak love in a way your partner understands. Second, we pay attention. We notice when they seem distant. We ask gentle questions. We listen without defending ourselves. And we learn to give love in the way they can truly receive it. You might be wondering, what if my partner doesn't do the same for me? That's a fair question. And it's one of the hardest parts of this journey. Sometimes, you'll have to take the first step. Sometimes, you'll have to keep showing love, even when you feel empty yourself. And yes, that's not easy. But often, when one person changes the way they give love, the other begins to respond. Slowly, but surely. Let me tell you a story. A couple I knew had been married for 25 years. They cared for each other, but they barely talked anymore. The husband thought he was showing love by fixing things around the house. He'd repair the fence, mow the lawn, keep the car running. The wife appreciated it, but what she craved was time together. She wanted to sit on the porch and talk. When they finally discovered this difference, everything shifted. He began setting aside one evening a week just for her. No TV. No tools. Just conversation and laughter. Within months, they felt closer than they had in years. Love can be repaired. It can be renewed. It can even grow stronger than it was at the start. But it doesn't happen by accident. As you listen today, I want you to think about your own love tank. Is it full? Is it running low? And what about your partner's? Do you know what fills theirs? If you don't, that's not a failure. It's an opportunity. In the coming talks, we'll explore the 5 main ways people feel loved. You'll be able to discover yours. You'll be able to discover your partner's. And you'll have a simple, powerful way to keep both tanks full. For now, here's your gentle challenge. Look for one small way to express love today. It might be a kind word. It might be making their favorite cup of tea. It might be turning off your phone and listening to their story. Small steps keep love alive. If this talk has given you something to think about, I'd love for you to like this video. Leave a comment with one way you've shown love this week. And share this with someone you care about. Your support helps keep these conversations going. Thank you for spending this time with me. Remember, falling in love is easy. Staying in love is a choice. And that choice, made each day, can carry you through a lifetime.